Good morning, everybody. This is Rob Travels with Dottie, and day two. Day two. That was my sister chiming in with a text message. Sorry about that, but that was my sister Annie, so I'm always happy to hear from. I'm heading out on 40 East, and then I'll be heading to 25 North. So I'll be going through Albuquerque and Santa Fe and on to Las Vegas, New Mexico. I had a great night at a KOA. KOA's probably a little bit more expensive than a lot of the parks that were around, but you stand a really good chance of getting a good experience when you go to a KOA. They do have national standards, and I've never been in a bad KOA. They're out there, I'm sure, but I've never been in one. So I am gonna pick this up at the next interesting thing, and certainly I'll give you a peek at Albuquerque and Santa Fe. I won't be going into either one of those towns. It is 9:24 in the morning. I've got 558.3 miles on this trip so far, and my gas mileage is 10.3 miles per gallon. It seems to be getting this. It's cumulative. It started out almost at one point it was like 7.9, and it consistently climbed all day yesterday. Those of you wondering about George, he resisted me picking him up this morning, but once I got his claws out of the bedspread, he relaxed in my arms, and I went out to the truck, put him in the cage, and I should mention I sprayed the whole floor of the cage heavily with liquid catnip. So George is doing good so far. Nice and quiet back there. He can see out the window, can see Dottie. So I think we might have, knock on wood, fingers crossed, solved the George problem. See you in a minute. Well, hey guys, and welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico, the most populous city in the state of New Mexico. However, it is not the capital. The capital is Santa Fe, which we're going to be seeing that today. It's, I don't know if you can tell much from the picture unless you look real close, but it's a pretty sprawling area. And Albuquerque has been around for a long, long time. Actually, the very early 18th century and almost the 17th century. I think it was 1703, if memory serves. I think if that's not right, it's within a year or two. And I believe this area was a Spanish territory. It was over 70 years before the Revolutionary War, and so there's a lot of history in this town, that's for sure. And it's very pretty. It's got those big mountains in the background. And little update, we are at, we are at 624.7 miles, and we are at 10.5 miles per gallon, and we have 122 miles left to get to Las Vegas, New Mexico. And so 122 miles, and I go 60 miles an hour. I will be there in 2 hours and 2 minutes. So I should arrive at approximately 12:34 thereabouts, 12:34 p.m. I think I'll keep you on a little bit here to see if there's any interest. I think we're getting towards the middle of Albuquerque. I'll tell you what, if there is like a downtown area or something to see as I pass, I'll turn the camera back on and show it to you. And here we are. There is a downtown area there that you can see on the right. I'll turn the camera a little bit. There's a nice little downtown area. There's a lot of trees in the way. I'm not sure that you can see it, but it looks pretty. We got a 4 or 5 lane highway freeway here, so you know it's pretty big city. Let's see if we can get a better view up here. I don't want to mess with the camera at all because, as you can see, I am surrounded by 18-wheelers passing me. This is a not fun part of driving an RV. Getting kind of trapped in the wrong lane. I should be further over to the right, but it's busy. It's not easy to change lanes. People pass you on the right and the left. I think I see an opening here to kind of scoot over a little bit. And with my luck, when I get to 25 up here, which is only a couple miles away, I'll probably have to be in the left lane. And I'll be back with you later. Just a bit of advice while I'm navigating this really busy highway. You're not familiar with a place and where the exits are, and you come up on it and you're in the wrong lane, just go by, let it go, keep going, figure out it.
On the right to I-25 north, then keep left.
So just keep going and you'll find a way to turn around. It's not worth getting in an accident with your rig if you get confused. And if you're coming through, I've never been through here before. I got lucky here. I'm in the right lane, but I'm just saying, if you're in a situation like this, don't panic. Right? If you miss the turn, you miss the turn. It's not a big deal. Even if you got to drive 10 miles to the next exit to turn around, so what? We're in this lifestyle. If you're a full-time RVer or want to be like me, you're in this to relax. And here I'm going to go 25 north here. And I'll see you when we get to Silly. I'm sorry. I will see you when we get to Santa Fe. So here's a special note. I just got through Albuquerque, and I underestimated Albuquerque. Deborah Dickinson had, if you don't know her, she's got a great YouTube channel. I call her an OG nomad. She's been doing this as long as any YouTuber that you know that does full-time RV stuff. Anyway, she had gone to Albuquerque to get some work done on her rig, and she mentioned she was kind of nervous taking a rig into Albuquerque. And I'm thinking, oh, she'll be fine. How big and busy could it be? I am sorry for thinking that, Deborah. Holy crap. The I-25 going through there was that interchange, and going through Albuquerque was like going through Dallas. There were cars going everywhere really fast and just cutting in and out. It was I was on high alert. And I mentioned earlier that I gave a tip, I think a really good tip, especially if you don't know where you're going. Don't make any sudden moves if you think you're going to miss an exit or a turn. Just miss the turn and turn around. Here's the other piece of advice that works really well for me. If I'm in that kind of high alert driving situation, I turn the radio off. I want silence in the car, and I make sure both hands are on the wheel, and I'm checking. My eyes are always moving, always checking the mirrors. And just situational awareness is safety on the road. So remember that, especially if you're driving an RV, pulling a trailer, you are vulnerable. So that's my 2 cents. I hope that advice works. I will see you in Santa Fe. Well, here we are, guys. We are in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And Santa Fe means holy faith. And Santa Fe was actually founded as a mission. And it is the capital of New Mexico. And speaking of missions, the only other time I was here was probably 25 years ago. A friend of mine wanted to travel here, and I went with her. We stayed in downtown Santa Fe, and she actually dragged me out probably 60 miles into the desert. It was pretty far to visit a mission. And at the time, I didn't know Santa Fe was founded as a mission, but it actually was. Today, as I said, it's the capital of New Mexico, and it has a population of about 87,000 as of the 2020 census. But what's really interesting to me is the metropolitan, I think they call it the metropolitan statistical area, the region has a population of 1 million. What does that mean? That means there are a ton of communities in this area close by to Santa Fe to get that population up from 87 in Santa Fe proper to 1 million in the area. That's pretty cool. And again, there doesn't seem to be all that much to see from the road here. I apologize for that, but it gives you an idea of the topography and what Santa Fe looks like. So we have 59 miles left to Las Vegas, which means I will be there in an hour. A minute less than an hour. It's 11:36, and I just clicked over to 40,000 miles on my vehicle here. For those of you that are wondering, I talk a lot about towing, and I rave about how great this Winnebago Micro Mini, which probably weighs about 5,600 pounds fully loaded. I am towing, it's 21 feet. It's a 2021 Winnebago Micro Mini, and I tow it with a 2018 F-150 XLT 3.5 EcoBoost, and it has a tow capacity on paper of about 11,000 pounds. So you can see I'm way under, the tow capacity of this rig. The other thing that I did is there was a little bit of a sag, even though I'm under the weight. So I noticed, like, if I pulled up to stay overnight, I'd have to put down my tongue jack to just raise it up, the front up a little bit. So I invested in what's called a Roadmaster active suspension, and it's the suspension is put on the rear, and active suspension means the more weight you put on it, the more responsive it is, and it's made the ride better, and the trailer is perfectly level. Like last night, I pulled to the KOA, I pulled into the drive-through spot. I stopped, put on my parking brake, didn't have to do any leveling at all. It was perfect. So that's a Roadmaster active suspension. I think installed, you're talking about an investment of probably, about $700. It's been a while, but you can Google that if you want. And I will see you when we arrive in Las Vegas, New Mexico. All right, guys, I am arriving at the KOA. There it is at the top of the hill there.
In 1/2 mile, arrive at 76 County Road 825A on the right.
Yeah, it looks like a little cattle grate here I need to go over. So I am ending up at it's not technically the end of my trip, because I have to go from here up to Coyote Lake State Park on Wednesday morning, but it's an hour drive. But I'll be here in the KOA for 2 days. I'm ending up at 744. No, it's going to be more than that. It's going to be 745 miles, and my mileage is 10.6 miles per gallon, which I think is pretty damn good.
1/4 mile, arrive at 76 County Road 825A on the right.
Given all the elevation changes and mountainous stuff and air conditioning, I think that's pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with that. And look how it's nice and green, and it's warm. The car shows the outdoor temperature of 88. It's usually 3 or 4 degrees high. So I'd imagine it's I don't know, about 85 or so. And I'll show you what it looks like when I pull up to the office, and that'll be the end of the video today. And I'll definitely do a review on this KOA, so you can, and also you can expect a video on Las Vegas, New Mexico. I'm really
at 76 County Road 825A.
I'm really anxious to see that town and spend some time there. I'll probably do that this afternoon. It's only 12:37. I got all kinds of time. And here we are. Oh, I've dropped the trailer off, left the dog and the kitty in air conditioning.
Arrive at Las Vegas on the left.
And this is Las Vegas. It's really neat looking. So you're going to see it for the first time with me here. So Deborah Dickinson and Frugal RV Gal were here like a week or two ago, and they were doing a Netflix pilot, and they told me there's like another production going on in addition to that, I think. Could be the same thing, but they seem to think it was in addition to it. They said it's a movie, not a pilot. But who knows? We'll see what we can see today and tomorrow. Oh, this looks like kind of the main street. This looks really cool. Gamble's, hardware, furniture, appliances. Wow. Murphy's Drugs. This is really neat. Look at this. I needed a cotter pin, a spare one, thing that looks like this. So I tried a few places, couldn't find it. Finally, Harbor Freight had them. It's pretty damn close. Except you can't buy one of these. You have to buy an assortment of 130 of them. And they have this one maybe in the package. There's like 4 of these, and all the other ones are small, and I'll never have a use for any of them. Now, granted, it was only $7.50, but it's kind of frustrating to have to buy a bunch of stuff that I won't ever need. But the worst story is the windshield wipers. I guess it's been a really long time since I've bought windshield wipers. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I bought windshield wipers. And I expected it to be fairly expensive, and I get the number, the one I'm supposed to get, and I see the package. This is like $35. Well, that's not that bad. $35.
Turn left on University Avenue.
That's for one. So I spent, like, with tax, like $75 on windshield wipers. It just blows my mind. Anyway, that's going to be the video for today, and I'll have another one tomorrow. I'm going to be doing lots of videos because I'm in a new environment. In Pahrump, I was getting stumped for content. I really was. But now I'm in a new place. Y'all take care.